Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you would be fine, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 2, the wooden ball of your textbook. So take out your books and open up page number 14. Hold a pencil in your hands. We are going to discuss all the words meaning in detail, and then we'll move towards the explanation along with reading of this chapter. Okay, students? So here we have few words: chisel, clumsy, complain, couple, earned, fetch, nod off. Chisel is a metal tool used to cut and shape wood. So students, I'll show you that what is a chisel. You can see in this picture a boy is having an instrument, a tool in his hand. This is chisel, right? This is used to cut and shape wood. You can see clearly in this picture, that is on page number 14, that he is holding a chisel in his left hand. Then we have a word clumsy. Clumsy means lacking skill or grace, something awkward, something that seems to be disgraceful. जो चीज़ें हमें अजीब सी लगती हैं, देख के तबीयत अजीब सी हो जाती है, तो उनको हम कहते हैं clumsy. Then we have a word complain, to say you are unhappy about something, to complain about something, to argue about something, to say something is bad, to say something is not of your concern. ठीक है, किसी चीज के बारे में complain करना, शिकायत करना. Couple, two people who are married. Couple means husband and wife. Couple किसको कहते हैं? Husband और wife को. Earned means to received money for work done. When someone work for money, so whatever he earn is called his earnings. The income of a person that is received in return of the work done by him or her is called something earned. Then we have a word fetch, to go after and bring back something or somebody. Fetch means to search for something or somebody. किसी चीज को तलाश करना, किसी चीज को लेकर आना. Nod off, to go to sleep. Nod off means that your heads get down in a sleepy mode. Okay, students? So here we have completed word meanings, and now hold a pencil in your hands. Here we start the reading part of the chapter. I'll explain you each and every paragraph that we'll go through, and we'll also discuss all the difficult words that will come along. Okay? Once upon a time, in a small town in Germany, there lived a man called Kurt. He lived with his son Manfred and his daughter-in-law Tekla. They all shared a little old house at the end of a quiet street in the middle of the town. So you see, they are telling us about a small family that have 3 people in the family, a man and his son along with his wife, that was the daughter-in-law of that man. So the name of the man was Kurt, his son was Manfred, and his wife is Tekla. So they are husband-wife, and he is his father. Kurt is the father of Manfred, and Manfred has a wife, Tekla. So it's a small family of 3 people. Later they'll tell us that they had a son too. That is, Kurt had a grandson. Kurt एक आदमी है और वो जर्मनी में रहते हैं. Small town means it's like very small city but with basic needs. ठीक है, जो टाउन होता है वो विलेज से बड़ा होता है और सिटी से छोटा होता है, यानी शहर और गांव के बीच में जो छोटे छोटे कस्बे होते हैं, छोटे छोटे शहर होते हैं, दैट आर कॉल्ड टाउन्स. ठीक है, तो हमें 3 लोगों के बारे में बताया. कुर्त, उसका बेटा है मैनफ्रेड, और मैनफ्रेड की वाइफ का नाम है टेक्ला. Okay, Manfred was a carpenter and spent all his time in a workshop next to the house. Manfred, that is the son of Kurt, was a carpenter. Carpenter is a person who works in wood. Okay, whose work is to shape woods, to cut wood and make different sort of furnitures and the things out of wood. Carpenter किसको कहते हैं? जो लकड़ियों से चीजें बनाता है आदमी, उसको कारपेंटर कहा जाता है। तो उसने अपनी सारी जिंदगी कहाँ गुजारी थी? जो घर के बराबर में उसके वर्कशॉप थी, यानी जो कारखाना था जिसमें वुड का काम होता था, सारी जिंदगी मैनफ्रेड ने उसी वर्कशॉप के अंदर गुजारी थी। He had learned carpentry from his father, who had been a famous carpenter in his days. So Manfred's father Kurt was a carpenter of his time, and he was very famous along the carpenters of his days. That means that when he was young, when Kurt was young, he was a very famous carpenter of all time, and Manfred also learned carpentry from his father. Carpentry means the work of carpenter. Carpentry किसको कहते हैं? यानी जो शख्स इसमें काम करता है उसको कारपेंट्री कहते हैं, इस काम को कारपेंट्री कहते हैं। तो उसने सीखा किससे था? अपने फादर कुर्ट से सीखा था। कुर्ट had taught his son well. कुर्ट had taught is the past form of teach, सिखाना, पढ़ाना। कुर्ट ने सिखाया था अपने बेटे को बहुत खूब, यानी बहुत जबरदस्त काम सिखाया था कारपेंटिंग का। एंड द सन अर्नड अ गुड लिविंग, और उसका बेटा बहुत अच्छी कमाई उससे कमा रहा था। गुड लिविंग मतलब बहुत अच्छा उसका गुजारा हो रहा था इस कारपेंटिंग के काम से, यानी वो जो कुछ बनाता था वो लोग जल्दी जल्दी खरीद कर ले जाते थे और उसकी बहुत अच्छी इनकम हो जाती थी। He made furniture for the people of the town, and from time to time he did some carving. So Manfred used to make furniture for the people of the town. The people living in the town used to buy furniture from Manfred, and from time to time, that is time to time means sometimes or at times, कभी कभी वो क्या करता था? कार्विंग भी करता था। कार्विंग इज बेसिकली एन आर्ट ऑफ कटिंग एंड मेकिंग एंड शेपिंग द वुड। कार्विंग किसको कहते हैं? ये आप देख रहे हैं चीजल की मदद से लकड़ी को एक शेप देने की कोशिश कर रहा है, इसको कहते हैं कार्विंग। ओके स्टूडेंट्स? Okay students, it's time to discuss some of the meanings of the words that we have discussed now. Spend is the past of spend. Spend means use. ठीक है? Spend कहते हैं खर्च करने को, इस्तेमाल करने को, वक्त गुजारने को। ठीक है? डिफरेंट मीनिंग्स में ये वर्ड यूज होता है। Learned is the past of learn, सीखना। Carpentry is the skill of cutting wood. वुड काटने का जो एक स्किल है, जो एक महारत है, उसको कारपेंट्री कहते हैं। टॉट इज द पास्ट ऑफ टीच, सिखाना। लर्न मतलब सीखना, टीच मतलब सिखाना। अर्न इज द पास्ट ऑफ अर्न, दैट इज इनकम, द मनी वी रिसीव इन रिटर्न ऑफ द वर्क डन। टाइम टू टाइम, समटाइम्स, कभी कभार। कार्विंग इज टू कट एंड मेक अ शेप। ठीक है? Okay, come back to page number 14. The young couple Manfred and Tekla had a son called Wilhelm. So you see, this is the fourth member of their family who was the son of young couple Manfred and Tekla. Manfred is the husband of Tekla, and they had a son called Wilhelm. This is the name of this boy, Wilhelm, who was the son of Manfred and Tekla. The boy liked to sit in the workshop and watch his father. As Manfred used to learn carpentry from his father, similarly, the son of Manfred, Wilhelm, used to sit with him in the workshop and watch his father. He was also learning carpentry from his father. Although he was too young, he was a little boy, but he was learning carpentry from his father, Manfred. As he grew older मतलब जैसे जैसे वो बड़ा होने लगा, he helped his father by fetching and carrying things. So as the children used to help their parent in the similar way, this boy also used to help his father by fetching and carrying things. He used to bring things for him. He used to make things easier for his father. तो विल्हेम का भी काम क्या था कि वो अपने बाप के लिए चीजें तलाश करके लाता, उनको चीजें उठा के देता, उनकी हेल्प करता था वर्कशॉप में। ही लर्न टू क्लीन द टूल्स एंड टू टेक केयर ऑफ देम, और उसने उनसे जो है वो टूल्स को की सफाई करने को भी सीखा, क्योंकि जो टूल्स हम वहां पर यूज करते हैं उसकी सफाई बहुत जरूरी होती है, उसको ऑयलिंग करनी होती है, उसका ध्यान रखना होता है, वरना उसके ऊपर जंग लग जाता है। ठीक है? तो इन टूल्स को भी उसने साफ करना भी सीखा, उनका ध्यान रखना सीखा कि किस तरह से इनकी केयर की जाती। He learned how to use a saw and a hammer and a chisel. These are the names of some of the tools that are used in carpenting. Saw, hammer और chisel. Let me show you these on the page number 14. This is a saw, आरी. This is hammer, जो हथौड़ी होती है. And this is chisel. ठीक है, ये some tools हैं जिनके नाम आपको बता रहे हैं. तो विलहेम लर्नड हाउ टू यूज दीज. ठीक है, सॉ को भी उसने आरी चलाना भी सीखी, उसने हैमर से भी काम करना सीखा और उसने चीजल को भी पकड़ना सीख लिया. एंड हिज फादर टॉट हिम हाउ टू कार्व वुड इनटू वंडरफुल शेप्स. सो यू सी, कुर्थ, who was the grandfather of Wilhelm, used to teach him how to carve wood. वुड को कैसे शेप दिया जाता है, उन्होंने, कुर्थ ने अपने पोते को सिखाया कि किस तरह से आप वुड को काट के और मुख्तलिफ खूबसूरत शेप्स दे सकते हैं. द ग्रैंडफादर वाज वेरी ओल्ड नाउ एंड गेटिंग ओल्डर एवरी डे. ही वाज नॉट वेरी स्ट्रांग, हिज आईज वर डिम एंड ही कुड नॉट सी वेल. Sometimes his hands shook and sometimes he sat in a chair and nodded off. So you see, he was growing older and older as the days were passing. So as other old people, he was not very strong now. His eyes were getting dim. That is, he was getting weaker and weaker as the days were passing. And he could not see well. Even sometimes his hands starts to shook. That is, his hands starts to tremble and shake. He was not able to hold things properly. And what happened next? He used to spill some of the liquids that he got from his family members. And sometimes he sat in a chair and nodded off. That is, he was sitting in the chair and got asleep. ठीक है, वो चेयर में बैठ के सो भी जाते थे. Let's discuss some of the meanings. Grew is the past of grow, बढ़ना. Fetching means bringing, चीजें तलाश करके लाना. Tools are the instruments that are used to shape and cut and use in different means of carpenting. Saw is a name of a tool having a tooth blade for cutting. आरी को कहते हैं. Chisel is a cutting tool too. Dim means something unclear. Dim का मतलब हल्का हो जाना. लाइट का हल्के हो जाने को हम कहते हैं dim. Shook means it's the past of shake, tremble. हाथों के अंदर जब जान नहीं होती तो वो कपकपाहट तारी जाती है. That means shook. Nodded off, fall asleep. Fall asleep यानी बैठे बैठे सो जाने को कहते हैं nodded off. In the evenings, when they all sat down to dinner at the table, Manfred and Tekla used to get angry with the old grandfather. So poor grandfather. What happens to him when they all sat down to dinner for the meal of night? When they all used to sit down together, Tekla and her husband Manfred got angry with the old grandfather. ठीक है, दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ गुस्सा हो जाते थे. किस पर? ग्रैंडफादर मैनफ्रेड के ऊपर, सॉरी कुर्थ के ऊपर. ही वॉज स्लो एंड क्लम्सी. जैसा कि हमारे यहाँ जो लोग बूढ़े हो जाते हैं तो वो कमजोर हो जाते हैं, उनकी नजर कमजोर हो जाती है, उनके लिए खाना पीना, उनके लिए दूसरे काम करना मुश्किल हो जाता है. कभी कभी उनके मुंह से खाना गिर जाता है तो वो अजीब सा लग रहा होता है, एक अजीब सी ऑकवर्ड सी सिचुएशन होती है. तो वो हर काम स्लो करने लगते हैं क्योंकि जैसे जैसे हम एज हमारी बढ़ती है हम कमजोर होते जाते हैं, हमारी ताकत कम होती जाती है. तो ऐसे ही कुर्थ के साथ भी हुआ. वो भी जैसे जैसे बड़े हुए तो कमजोर हो गए, उनको नजर नहीं आता था, कम नजर आता था. और जब वो खाना खाते उनके हाथ कपकपाते थे तो उनके हाथों से चीजें गिर जाती थी. तो इस बात पर उनका बेटा और उनकी बहू यानी बेटे की जो वाइफ थी वो दोनों गुस्सा करते. समटाइम्स ही ब्रोक अ ग्लास, हाथ कपकपाते थे, हाथ से ग्लास छूट जाता, वो टूट जाता. समटाइम्स ही ड्रॉप्ड अ स्पून, कभी कभी चमचा छूट जाता. एंड समटाइम्स ही स्पिल्ड सूप ऑन हिज क्लोथ्स, और कभी कभी सूप ही उनके कपड़ों पे गिर जाता था. ही वॉज एन ओल्ड मैन आफ्टर ऑल. आखिरकार वो एक बूढ़े आदमी थे, यानी बूढ़े लोगों के साथ इस तरह से अक्सर हो जाता है. One day during the evening meal, the old man dropped his plate on the floor. Crash! It smashed into 100 tiny pieces and the food fell all over the place. एक दिन क्या हुआ, रात के खाने के टाइम जो कुर्त साहब थे उनके हाथ से प्लेट छूटी और वो जाकर गिर गई जमीन पे और एक क्रैश की आवाज आई और वो छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में टूट गई, यानी उसके बहुत छोटे छोटे टुकड़े हो गए और सारा का सारा खाना जमीन पर फैल गया. So Thekla and Manfred began to clean up the floor. उन्होंने वो साफ तो कर दिया, but how angry they were. But वो बहुत गुस्सा हो गए. After that accident, they brought him a cheap wooden bowl from the market and gave him his dinner in that. उसके बाद, उस सानहे के बाद, उस वाक़ये के बाद उन्होंने क्या किया कि उनके लिए एक लकड़ी का बोल लेकर आए और उसमें उनको रात का खाना देने लगे. दे मेड द ओल्ड मैन सिट बाय हिमसेल्फ इन द कॉर्नर ऑफ द रूम. और वो अब अपने साथ टेबल पर बिठाते भी नहीं थे उनको, बल्कि उनको एक कॉर्नर पर, एक कोने पर कमरे के बिठा देते और वहां पर उनको खाना खाने के लिए दे देते. द ओल्ड मैन वॉज सैड. ही केप्ट क्वाइट एंड डिड नॉट कंप्लेन. एक दिन जो कुर्द साहब थे वो बहुत अफसरदा थे, लेकिन वो खामोश थे और कोई भी कंप्लेन, कोई भी शिकायत नहीं कर रहे थे. One evening, not long afterwards, Thekla and Manfred had finished work for the day and were preparing the evening meal. एक रात क्या हुआ, एक शाम को क्या हुआ, ज्यादा दिन पुरानी बात नहीं थी, मतलब थोड़े ही दिन गुजरे थे इस वाक़ये को कि उनके हाथ से प्लेट छूटी थी कि थेकला और मैनफ्रेड ने अपना काम खत्म किया दिन भर का और उसके बाद रात का खाना बनाने लगे. When the meal was ready, they called for Wilhelm. जब रात का खाना तैयार हो गया तो उन्होंने विल्हेम को बुलाया कि हम खाना खाने के लिए बैठते हैं. They looked in his room, but he was not there. उन्होंने उसके रूम में देखा मगर वहां पर विल्हेम नहीं था. Where could that boy be? asked Thekla. थेकला नहीं यानी विल्हेम की मदर ने पूछा कि कहाँ जा सकता है विल्हेम, वो तो घर पर ही होता है. Manfred had no idea. He asked the old man if he had seen Wilhelm, but the old man shook his head. मैनफ्रेड को कुछ पता नहीं चल पा रहा था कि विल्हेम कहाँ चला गया है. उसने अपने फादर से पूछा तो उसके फादर ने भी कह दिया पता नहीं, मुझे क्या पता. उन्होंने नफी में सर हिला दिया कि उनको कुछ इल्म नहीं कि वो बच्चा कहाँ चला गया. Thekla and Manfred became a little worried. They looked out on the street, but Wilhelm was not there. Then they saw a light on in the workshop. They went to look. अब क्या हुआ? Thekla and Manfred become a little worried. They were sad and they were quite disturbed that where the boy had gone. If he is not in his room, if he's not in the surroundings, if he is not around, where has he gone? So they looked out on the street. They just get out of the house and they started to look out for him outside. But Wilhelm was not there also. He was not outside of the house. Then suddenly they saw a light on in the workshop. And they found out that there was light on in the workshop. उन्होंने जब हर जगह देख लिया उनको नहीं मिला तो उन्होंने घर के बराबर में वर्कशॉप देखा, वहां पर लाइट जल रही थी. वो वहां पर उसको जाकर देखने लगे कि कहीं यहाँ पर तो नहीं आ गया है बच्चा. They entered in the workshop and found their son sitting on the floor. As you can see, they entered in the workshop and they found his son was sitting on the floor. He was cutting a small block of wood. As he has already learned how to use chisel and hammer and how to carve the wood into different things. So he was cutting a small block of wood and working as hard as he could. वो बच्चा बड़ी मेहनत से वहाँ पर बैठकर कुछ लकड़ी से बना रहा था. There you are, said Thekla. तुम यहाँ हो, थेकला ने उस बच्चे की माँ ने कहा. What are you making, son? asked Manfred. His father asked him, what are you making, son? What are you doing here? We were searching for you all around. Wilhelm put down the block of wood and the chisel. He looked up at his parents. So you see, he just put down all his things and he started to look towards his parents. So what happened next? I'm making a wooden bowl for you to eat from when you are old, replied the boy. So you see about his observation. What did he reply? He said, I am making this bowl for you people that when you will get old, you will have to eat from this bowl. And why was he doing this? Because he have seen his parents giving this wooden bowl to his grandfather. So he learned that when people grow old, they should be eating in this bowl and they should not be getting the same bowl and same plates and same cutlery as the young people are getting. After listening to what Wilhelm was saying, the parents looked at each other. They were very much astonished. They were surprised to listen what their child was saying. Their eyes filled with tears. They started to weep. They were a little worried by hearing what the boy had said. वो ये बात सुन के थोड़ा सा दुखी हो गए, अफसुर्दा हो गए कि ये बच्चा क्या कह रहा है. वो उस बच्चे ने क्या कह दिया, एक बहुत बड़ा उनको लेसन दे दिया कि मैं ये वुडन बॉल आप लोगों के लिए बना रहा हूँ. जब आप बूढ़े हो जाएंगे तो आप भी इस वुडन बॉल में खाएंगे. यानी उसका मकसद ये था, जैसे आपने दादाजी को वुडन बॉल दिया है, तो जब आप लोग भी बूढ़े हो जाएंगे आपको भी यही वुडन बॉल मिलेगा खाना खाने के लिए. Now come to page number 17. Come, dinner is ready, said Thekla softly, and she put her arms around her son, and the three of them went back to the house. So what did Thekla said to his son? She said that, come, dinner is ready. And she said it softly to her son. After this, Thekla and Manfred always asked the old grandfather to sit with them at table. So you see, the little boy gave his parents a lesson that we should treat our old people very softly and politely. We should be kind towards them, and we should not be harsh or angry towards our old people, because they are our family members and they used to look after us when we were young. So we should टेक केयर ऑफ देम व्हेन दे ग्रो ओल्ड. ठीक है, जैसा कि हमारे बचपन में हमारे पेरेंट्स हमारा ख्याल रखते हैं, इसी तरह से जब हमारे पेरेंट्स बूढ़े हो जाएं और हम बड़े हो जाएं तो हमें भी उनका ख्याल रखना चाहिए. उन्हें गुस्सा नहीं करना चाहिए, उन्हें झिड़कना नहीं चाहिए, उन्हें अपने आप से अलग नहीं करना चाहिए, बल्कि उनके साथ भी मेहरबानी वाला सुलूक करना चाहिए. सो दिस इज द लेसन वी गेट फ्रॉम दिस स्टोरी स्टूडेंट्स. आई होप you would have enjoyed listening to this story. Please like the video, share it with your friends. If you have any sort of questions, you can ask me in the comment section. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Take care. Allah Hafiz.